Hi guys, so today we're here with
Peter Ramsey.
so Peter, tell us a bit of like who are you and what do you do just for the people that is watching.
I am a director. I've been working in animation for a while now, and I've directed a couple of movies. I directed Rise of the Guardians for DreamWorks Animation, and I was one of the directors on Into the Spider-Verse for Sony Pictures Animation.
That's awesome. So
Thank you.
could you tell us a little bit of like what have you been doing lately? Like what's the latest you've been doing? If you
Yeah.
have a little spoiler.
Yeah. What have I been doing lately? Since Spider-Verse, quite a few things. I directed a hybrid live-action CG miniseries for Netflix called Lost Ollie. That was really fun. I was the executive producer for a series of animated shorts on Disney Plus called Kizazi Moto, and those are all made by African animators and writers and artists. And it's a really cool series of 10 animated short films. Fantastic. I was an executive producer on Across the Spider-Verse. Didn't do too much on it, but I'm really proud of those guys, and the movie is incredible. And I directed one episode of The Mandalorian and another episode of Ahsoka, and those are both on Disney Plus.
That's amazing. I can hear that you have a lot of experience on so many different styles and characters and stories. How do you go from one to the other? Is there something that drives you more, or what's
You know, it's all the same thing. It's all storytelling. All those. Doesn't matter what medium it is, whether it's live action, animation. It's all about telling a story. All about being clear. All about trying to get to some kind of actual emotion and have relatable characters. But it's really all one craft.
That is incredible. And being a director, is there any specific part of the pipeline that you look for like the most? Is there something that excites you the most?
Wow. I think the thing that excites me the most is those moments when something that you're working on suddenly comes to life, when it feels alive. And that can be directing an actor, and suddenly the idea becomes really clear and the actor really gets it, and you know the right things to say to the actor, or it's, it can be something you said to the director of photography to frame the shot in a particular way. But there's usually a moment when the idea clicks into place and you can feel that, oh yeah, this really works. This is what this movie should feel like.
I guess communication is very important.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
how do you keep your team motivated? How do you keep that spirit going?
I think motivation comes from believing in what you're doing, comes from believing in the story that you're telling, and I think it also comes from people kind of having a common vision of what the story is. If everybody can agree on, how to tell the story, what the story's really about, and if you make everyone feel like they're part of the process, which it's a really important thing, that, I don't have all the good ideas, good ideas come from all over the place. And I think once people feel that their point of view is respected and they're part of the process, it feels like their movie too. So we're all doing the same thing, and everybody can contribute.
That's awesome. I guess also, besides contributing and besides dealing with people, you also deal with a lot of stress. So is there something that you do to deal with that stress or that?
Yeah. I mean that the stress, strangely enough, it usually doesn't come from, working on the project. It usually doesn't come from, trying to figure out, the right way or the best way to do something. The stress usually comes from things outside of that. I'm like, oh, there's not enough time, or there's not enough money, or the studio wants this, but we think the story is better this way. That's where the stress actually comes from. Not so much really getting down and doing the work and working on that. That's the fun part, is actually making the story come to life.
And besides animation and besides work, what is it that you do in your free time that like inspires you or gives you some extra passion?
Wow, that's a good free time.
Well, with the free time that you have.
I get a lot of inspiration. Really, it's going to sound corny, from hanging out with friends and family. I have 3 kids, and a wife, so spending time with them is, it's something I don't get to do that much when I am working. So when I do get to spend time with them, that's always rejuvenating. Also, I'm a big reader and obviously a huge movie fan. So seeing new movies or you know, old ones that I haven't seen or old favorites that I go back to, all that kind of reminds me of, you know, what I would like to try to do, or how it just gives you a target to aim at, you know, for your aspirations and ambitions, you know, to remember why you fell in love with it in the first place.
Yeah. And throughout your career, is there something that you did that you are really proud of? You know, that was a great decision and that led to something incredible?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest one is, like, you know, not to give up when things, you know, when things got tough, because there were a few moments when, you know, things got a little tough, and you know, you have to stop and wonder if you're going the right way with your life and your career. But yeah, the one thing, probably the one thing I'm proudest of is that I didn't give up at those moments, or I probably didn't know any better. You know, I'm like, what else can I do? You know, too much. So just, you know, keeping my eyes on the path and continuing to believe that maybe something good could happen, kind of in a way, I think that it just gave me the strength, I guess, to keep going and you know, then you're in the right place at the right time when something good does happen.
Yeah. That's incredible. I think that was a great note to live in, but if there's a quote or like something you want to share to leave people with this, what would it be?
Oh.
Besides that, not giving up.
Yeah, I mean, not giving up is kind of the big one. I guess the other one is, I guess I'll go back to the thing about when you're working with other people, make them feel like part of the process. You know, don't, you have to kind of get over yourself a little bit. You know, you're never going to have all the answers. The story is always bigger than you are. You know, there's always something in what you're working on that's going to surprise you, that's going to make it better and deeper and richer. And that may come from an idea from someone else. That may come from some part of the story that you haven't looked at deeply enough yet. So I would say kind of give yourself over to the story. And that's the most important thing, not your ego, or not even sometimes what you like and don't like. You know, sometimes you're going to find something in the story that tells you, do this instead of that, and it's better for the story, and you have to go that way. But I find that gives you better results, and it just makes a tighter team when everyone feels like they're part of the team.
Yeah, that's incredible and beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next thing.
Thanks.